And another, we're going to AJ Styles and Shane McMahon. My thing with that is that I think if Dean Ambrose wasn't Intercontinental Champion, I would put him against Shane McMahon. I think that's more of his character to rebel against the authority for some reason. And yeah, I think for me, I would have booked Dean and Shane McMahon. I mean, there's still time to change that, but it's like they're leaning towards AJ and Shane. I just think you could do so much more with AJ at this pay per view. Nothing against Shane McMahon. He can, you're gonna get an exciting spot or a few, moments out of him and whoever he usually fights in a match. But I'm not saying him and Styles would be a bad match. I just don't think people are very interested in it because they haven't had like a lot brewing either. Like they had a few moments, but I think with Dean and Shane it would be a lot more organic to play off of because Dean naturally isn't really a rule follower kind of guy. I think he'd mesh with Shane more, especially if you made that match like a street fight or no disqualification, something of that nature. A type of match like that, and I think you can kind of even draw back Shane and Dean's things like. Because the thing with AJ and Shane is that if you're booking Styles heel against Shane, he comes off more sympathetic because like his opportunities that he never got his one-on-one rematch for the WWE Championship. He's gotten, other shots at the title, but he didn't get like that one-on-one rematch yet. And I think it makes Shane look more like a heel in this than Styles. But I think if you use Dean Ambrose and maybe even turn Dean Ambrose for this particular angle, I think this can go back to when Shane, I think he like kicked Dean Ambrose out the building and he showed back up anyway, and there was really no follow up to that. I think when Dean was still feuding with AJ Styles, I believe, and the whole Ellsworth thing, I think Shane like kicked Dean Ambrose out the building, and then he came back that same night, and made AJ Styles lose a match to James Ellsworth or something for his contract or something like that, or a contract. But there was never any follow-up, so there was no resentment from Shane to Dean, which was kind of weird to me. And I think you could just play off of that into the match. Like Shane could look, Dean could look more like a heel in this angle because Shane could be like, I gave you all these chances, Dean. I gave you rematch after rematch with AJ Styles after you originally lost the WWE Championship at Backlash, and you just couldn't get the job done. So now you're mad at me because you couldn't get the job done against AJ Styles? That's interesting. Then that would set Dean off, and I think that would add a little fuel to that fire of a feud, and it would have that rebellious side when Ambrose first turned face after the breakup of the Shield come out against Shane, and I think you get a pretty interesting matchup in that regard. I would personally like to see Dean and Shane more than AJ and Shane. I get where they're doing AJ and Shane from, what angle they're trying to do that for, but yeah,